Welcome back to another segment of the Wheel of Life. Strong relationships are the foundation of happiness. Are you working towards building connections, or are you just letting them fade? Are you building stronger connections towards happiness, or are you letting your happiness fade away? So we're looking at the next segment of our Wheel of Life, which is relationships. We have been working through the other segments, and I do have a playlist for each segment that we've covered and are covering in the future. And relationships, in terms of the Wheel of Life, is looking at the quality, not quantity, quality of the connections with your friends, with your family and loved ones. So this area reflects upon if you feel supported, if you feel loved, if you feel valued within those relationships. Let's get into it. So relationships, out of 10, with the first time I've remembered. And the first question here is really, do I feel genuinely connected to the people in my life? So this means looking at the people in my life and whether I feel genuinely connected to them. So for examples will be my kids, my friends, my wife, the family past that. And the answer here for me would be yes, I do feel connected to them. So yes, I do feel genuinely connected to the people in my life. More some than others, obviously, but there we have it. So 2, am I investing enough time and effort? And this is in relation to building those meaningful relationships. So am I putting in the time and the effort to build genuinely connected relationships, to feel supported, to be supporting? And it's obviously two-way street relationships. Am I putting in the time? Or for example, do I spend it all at work? Or do I not spend any time with my wife? All that sort of stuff. And the answer here is yes. So normally I'm pretty good at making time for people and planning it in, but where I feel like I lack is I'm not the best at replying to messages, which is funny considering trying to do this YouTube thing, but I leave people unread for a long time, not on purpose. I just completely get distracted by the world. Most people now know that is what I'm like, and this is where I'm up to. So, question, are there any relationships that drain my energy or feel toxic? Now, if you'd asked me this a few years ago, I would have not have been able to say no. And one of those relationships I cut out is actually a relationship with my mum. I no longer talk to her, speak to her, have anything to do with her, and ultimately that's that. But that's a deep thing for another time. There's no harm in cutting people out if they drain you or feel toxic. So saying no here is again a good thing, because you don't want people that drain your energy or feel abusive or toxic. You want people that, like I said, it's a two-way street. It doesn't mean that people don't lean on you or need you for support, but it just means that if it is all very one way and you don't necessarily feel valued, then it's not a good relationship to have. Which, question number 4 leads to, do I communicate openly, honestly with my loved ones? Now, this one I would say, again, mostly yes. And what I mean by that is I do whenever I'm able to, but every now and then I get sort of caught up in my own head, and it can get a bit tough for me to actually get my words out. I have a little saying called where I go, use your words. And sometimes I do struggle to use my words, but I do communicate openly, and I will say I'm struggling to use my words. And as silly as that sounds, I will put it out there and I will speak openly about what I'm feeling. So 5, do I feel loved, supported and understood? So nice easy one, yes. Now, me and the wife, I know she loves me, she supports me, and she understands me. She understands me better than I know myself, and genuinely she gets me and leaves me feeling great. So relationships, out of 10, A nice easy 9. Probably could have squeezed a 10 maybe, but I feel like there's always room for improvement somewhere along the lines. So some goals you might have here would be to schedule weekly phone calls with a family member, which is something I look to do with my dad. We have fortnightly catch-ups because he works on the other side of the world. It could be plan a date night with friend or partner or some quality time. So for example, I have an annual film day in December with one of my close friends. And yes, that's once a year, but we still maintain there's always that time put aside for it. Also, some goals could be setting boundaries on relationships that are draining. So before things went sour with my mum, it was a case of, look, you need to stop bringing this energy into my life. I'm not interested, I don't need it, and I've got enough to deal with, basically. That was a sort of way. Another way would be practicing active listening. So that way you're helping other people in the sense of you're building a better relationship from their point of view, and in return they might reciprocate, and it'll go both ways. Another good one would be to potentially send a heartfelt note to someone that you appreciate. Just let them know, just put it out there. I can't imagine anyone that would be upset with a text or a letter saying, I appreciate you. I can't imagine that would make anyone sad or angry. So go, just shoot them out a letter. That was an easy way to build that back up. So now let's plot this on here. It's good we've got a high one after our abysmal 2 on finances. So we said 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. And then in the next episode, we'll be going over personal growth and what that means from a Wheel of Life point of view. So personal growth will be the next installment in this series where we're discussing each aspect of the Wheel of Life and breaking them down to some questions I think help you to analyse and then where to go from there. And all those videos will be compiled into a playlist here, hopefully, and you'll be able to play along and see and just take that bit of a stop, breathe, and check what page you're on in the book of your life and see how you're up to and see where you want or need to be aiming for in the future. So as usual, do the YouTube things, do the subscribe, ring the notification bell. I've been James. Thank you.